Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be making a light and fluffy Japanese cheesecake and layering it with the creaminess of a traditional American cheesecake. Let me tell you, this is so delicious and it's well worth the time that you're going to spend on it. All right, let's get to it. We're going to be making our Japanese cheesecake first. We're going to start off by separating 4 room temperature eggs. Now that that's done, we're going to boil a pot of water and use a steel mixing bowl to create a double boiler. Then we're going to add 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 block or 8 ounces of cream cheese, a half a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup heavy whipping cream, 1/4 cup of sour cream, and a tablespoon of vanilla. Now give this a mix and try to break it up into smaller pieces. The reason why we're using a double boiler is it allows us to gently warm up or melt our ingredients without running the risk of scorching or burning them. Once we have everything broken up, we are going to whisk this until it becomes smooth. Now we're going to take this off the heat and we're going to add a tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice and our 4 egg yolks. Whisk this all together until it's thoroughly combined. Now we're going to set this aside for a sec, and we're going to take a half a cup of all-purpose flour and then take a half a teaspoon and scoop out and replace it with cornstarch. Then we're going to want to give this a thorough mix. Now we're going to take our homemade cake flour and we're going to sift it into our batter. Now, you just want to give this a mix until it's combined. You don't want to go crazy with this and activate all the gluten in there and make it all chewy and stretchy and everything. You just want to gently mix this. We are going to get back to our egg whites and set them inside a mixing machine, and we're going to set the speed to medium until we get all of our ingredients in. To help the egg whites retain their stiffness, we're going to be adding 1/4 teaspoon cream of tartar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and then we're going to be adding 1/3 cup of sugar gradually as it mixes. Once you have all your sugar added, go ahead and turn your mixer up to a medium-high speed until you have nice, beautiful, fluffy egg whites like these. Now it's time to fold the egg whites into the cake batter. This is probably my favorite part of making this cake, and it's so gratifying to watch. By the way, sorry about the mess. Now we are going to take our batter and pour it into a well-greased springform pan. This is a 10-inch pan, and you want to grease it with butter. Now we're going to put our cake inside an oven roasting bag to make it waterproof, and then we're going to trim along the top of the outside, and you don't want to leave any overhang. We are going to take a roasting pan and put it inside of a 325-degree preheated oven, put our cake on the roasting pan, and then pour boiling water halfway up the cake pan. 60 minutes later, we're going to turn off our oven, and I'm going to give you a peek here of the cake. We don't want to take the cake out of the oven. We want to just crack the door open and let it sit in there and slowly cool for about 20 minutes. And it allows our puppy to sneak some nosy sniffs. Here's our Japanese cheesecake all cooled off. The only thing left to do now is to wrap this in foil and let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. While that's cooling, we're going to move on to our traditional or American style cheesecake. We are going to start off by adding a paddle mixer to our machine and then adding 2 8-ounce blocks of room temperature, it makes a difference, cream cheese. Then we're going to add 1/4 cup heavy whipping cream and turn our mixer on a medium-low setting. Then we'll add 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 3/4 cup of sugar, and 1/4 cup of sour cream. Then we're going to turn our mixer up to a medium-high speed, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. You are going to mix this until it's creamy and combined. Next, we're going to crack open 2 eggs in a separate bowl, and we're just going to lightly mix these. We don't want to put a whole lot of air into them. And once we're done, we're going to put them in our batter and then just mix that all together. Now it's time to take our batter and pour it into a heavily greased 10-inch springform pan. Then we're going to spread out our cheesecake batter as evenly as possible, and we're going to reuse that oven roasting bag that we used earlier. Then we're going to put our cheesecake in a 325-degree preheated oven, and we are going to use the water bath method again, and make sure you use boiling water. If you use just regular cool water, it doesn't work the same. We are going to cook this cheesecake for 50 minutes, and then we're going to turn the oven off and let it sit and rest in the oven and slowly cool for another 20. This will prevent the cheesecake from cracking. Once we pull our cheesecake out and let it get to room temperature, we're going to cover it in foil and we're going to put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours. Here is our chilled, light, and fluffy Japanese cheesecake that we made. The only thing left to do is cut this puppy in half. Now it's time to flip our creamy cheesecake layer on top.
Oh no.
Well, that didn't go as planned. Time for some clever video editing.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How would they know? How would they know? How would they know? I can't. Oh my god.
Anyway, it's time to plate this up. And because the Japanese cheesecake tastes like an over-the-top sponge cake, I like to top this with strawberries and some whipped cream. Well, there you have it. This cheesecake is delicious and addicting. It's well balanced and it's not overly rich, so you won't have that heavy feeling in your stomach after you eat it. I strongly encourage you guys to try this recipe, but if not, and all you got out of this was enjoying this video, then thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and don't forget to like and subscribe.